Good question. That's a very, very good question, and I'm glad you asked that question. I have no children of my own, so I can't really speak from my perspective, but I would love for my future children to love me.
You think they don't love you because they feel that you don't love them, so you have to show them that you really do.
You can't. You can love them and hope that they'll love you.
That's a really good question. This is really hard because I've never had kids. It's hard to dish out information, like answers to questions that you've never dealt with. But I guess teaching, I think a lot of it is giving your child respect and affection. I think physical affection is really important for children at a young age.
If I had kids and they didn't like me, I guess it would be important to not try to be someone else and to just be true with them.
You don't want to get your children to love you. You want to just give love, and if you give love, it comes back.
Parents are dying to have their children like them, yeah? And unfortunately, parents sometimes have a problem. Now, the easiest way to get people to like you is to give them pleasure. You give them gifts. Imagine somebody gives you a Cadillac with a chauffeur, with a year's supply of gasoline, yeah? He's a wonderful guy, he's a nice guy. Parents give their children everything in the world. They take care of their children, and sometimes children are angry at their parents, despise their parents. What the heck is wrong? So you've got to realize one thing. In order to be liked, in order to be loved, you have to make sure that you're giving a gift in a way that people appreciate. You give a gift in a way that people appreciate, they love you.
I would say a parent can get his child to love him by giving him a lot of candy.
I think you can get your children to love them by either spoiling them rottenly. I recommend that, especially to my parents. But otherwise, I guess just discipline them in a nice way.
Parents love their children. They give their children gifts. So if they give their child a gift and take pleasure and smile when they're giving a gift and watch the kid using it and it's obvious that they're taking pleasure, so the kid is having pleasure, then he'll love his parents. If they say I love you and they show it to the kids, the fact that parents think you take it for granted. I mean, after all, my children know I'm doing everything for them. I'm slaving for them. So what's the matter with you kids? Why don't you wake up in the morning? Why do you aggravate me? All they hear is the criticism, and they think my parents don't love me, and they resent their parents, and they give it back, resentment.
My father did it by being a good teacher and exceptionally kind.
Best you can do is just to continue to love your kids unconditionally and realize and hopefully that it's a phase that they're going through, that they just don't realize and understand the relationship.
For your wife and your children and those that you are close to and you love, make sure you're sending the right message, a message of love, a message of pleasure in them, a message of wanting to give them gifts, and you'll never have trouble with them at all.
I don't think it should take much. Just, be a parent, love them, they'll love you back.
If you love them, they'll love you.
And be a model of the person that they should be, but not set an impossible standard for them to follow.